Welcome back, everyone. My name is Triforce Addiction, and it's time to talk about Animal Crossing New Horizons. It is pretty much almost a month away, or less than a month away, that this game is going to be released. I personally have already preloaded it into my Switch, so I am ready to stream it day one, or maybe even just record the first day. I'm still debating on what to do when it comes to this game, because I want to maybe play it day by day, have a day 1 video, day 2, day 3, day 60. You get the point. So last week I had enough time to watch Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct, and it was dedicated just to this game. And this is something Nintendo normally does with their own main platform games. Like, let's say, for example, they have it for Smash, or they have it for Pokemon and all that stuff. I mean, well, specifically Pokemon, but okay, I'm getting off topic here. But anyways, I want to talk about the 10 features that I found interesting in the Direct, and let's begin with number 1. So right from the start, we are going to start with the most obvious feature that this game has, and it's pretty much the bread and butter of this game. It is the Nook phone. So basically, when you get out of the airport and you head into the island, Nook gives you like this iPhone-like, I guess, telecommunication device that you could use, and it has various apps. But the main one that was really talked about was probably the Nook Miles. So the Nook Miles is basically kind of like an achievement system, or maybe, basically a award system. Like back in New Leaf, you were able to get badges from, I think, what's his name? I think Phineas. I think that was his name, for for doing certain tasks, like collect 30% of the fish encyclopedia, or collect the whole thing, or collect all the fossils, or have a very high HRA score, like the happy home stuff, just all that type of stuff that you were given in New Leaf. I think that's like the way they're having it in this game. So basically you get awarded basically the same way for doing certain tasks. And my best guess for this one is that they're gonna have tasks such as decorate the town with this many with this much furniture, have this many people move into your town, just basic challenges, right? I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be too different, but it's gonna be a little bit more unique since it's on a phone instead of just on a regular menu interface. So what else did it have? It also is used for if you ever get lost in another deserted island, because I know that there's a feature where you're able to go into like a random deserted island and collect stuff that you want and take it with you back to your main island. I don't see why this would be a really big feature. I mean, it's not like, I don't know how big the islands are going to be. For all I know, it's maybe the random islands are much bigger than your home islands. I'm still not really sure, but basically I think it's Resetti who controls that stuff. So basically if you do get lost, you could call them and you could, I guess, head back home. I don't know how it works yet. They weren't really too specific on it. But if you guys do know, make sure to comment down below so I could actually know what it actually does. So what else does the phone do? I think that's pretty much it from what I know. I mean, it doesn't really do much. I'm pretty sure there's other features that we're going to have. Maybe, oh, they did have a best friends app. I do remember that. In the Direct, they actually had a best friends section. So basically, the people that you are closest to, I guess you could message them. I guess you could text them in some way. So that is pretty cool. So the second feature I actually do want to talk about is the crafting system. And this is one of those systems that I'm pretty skeptical about. Well, not skeptical, but I'm pretty iffy about. Because, back then, in every other Animal Crossing game, if you want to find your piece of furniture, you just had to buy it. But here, this one's kind of different, because you have to gather materials in order to actually craft the furniture that you want. And I know this is not the case for every piece of furniture, because from what I saw, there is a Nook's Cranny, and there's a bunch of different stores that you could get furniture from. So I think it's only certain things could be crafted. I'm hoping that let's say if the Gorgeous set comes back, I don't have to craft it, but with the rarest materials known to man. I hope it's not the case, because then that would just be really just tedious and just annoying. But I see, at the same time, I do see why they would put it. Maybe you can have an option to either buy the furniture or just make it yourself, So let's say you're missing one more piece of the modern set, and let's say you're missing the bed. Maybe they have an option for you to craft it instead of having to wait like for days trying to find the bed. So yeah, I think that's why they implemented this feature, and I'm hoping it won't be too difficult to use. So yeah, that's the crafting system for me. Number 3, the stores. So like I said, they do have different stores. They have you could end up building the Able Sisters. You could end up building Nook's Cranny. I'm pretty sure you could upgrade them later on, you know, back to Nookingtons or whatever, or Nookling's Emporium. Whatever the case is, I'm pretty sure you could upgrade the Nook's shop. So from what I know, all these stores will be coming back. I'm not sure about Kix and, like, you know, Gracie Grace, but from what they shown us, they only showed us really the Able Sisters and Nook's Cranny. So I don't know how this is gonna work. I'm pretty sure you could just go up to Nook and maybe he'll ask you if you want to, you know, add these things, but I'm pretty sure like it requires some sort of like task that you need to do, you know. Guest characters will be coming back too. That's a new feature that I also want to talk about. You know, special characters such as Gracie, Sahara, or whatever her name was, the ones who sell the carpets. I don't know if Joanne's gonna be in this game. Maybe Tortimer, or maybe even Label, or, you know, just like those special characters that you hardly ever get to see, but they come out sometimes. I know the holiday characters also count too, so that's pretty cool. They're coming back, but at certain, I guess, random times. But I think this is where the amiibo has a role here. So basically, maybe you have to talk to someone, or you could scan your amiibos. Like for me, I have literally every single amiibo figure. I don't have the cards, but I have the amiibo figures. So maybe if I use, like, let's say Kix, the Kix amiibo, I could scan it on my Switch controller, and he'll be able to come out on that day. So let's say, for example, there's no special guest, or maybe they only come out once a week. You could pretty much scan it and they'll come out whenever you want, and maybe they'll give you something special. Maybe like their own dedicated furniture, right? You know, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure amiibos will play a good role on this specific feature. Next feature I would really like to talk about is the random islands. So basically, if you get a special Nook ticket, or I think that's what it's called, I'm not sure, I can't forgot what it was called, but so basically, the way you get these Nook tickets is that you have to, like, at least finish the challenge, or maybe you could buy it somewhere. I don't know how it's going to be done yet, they weren't really too specific about it, but you're able to take it to the Dodo Airlines, and you'll be able to go to, like, pretty much, I guess, random generated islands, so you could actually get more resources, and you'll be able to get, like, exotic fruits. Like, let's say your world, or not your world, your island is just like a peach main island. You could go to a different island and maybe get different fruits such as bananas, maybe coconuts if you're, yeah, you know, just coconuts, what else, oranges, whatever fruit that you don't have, you could bring it to your island, you could plant them there. But of course this probably doesn't come easy. I'm pretty sure these tickets are going to have to be earned in a certain way. They're not just going to let you just go anytime you want, because getting all those resources would be a little bit, it would be too simple in a way. So yeah, Random Islands is going to be something I'm really going to be looking forward to once I get my hands on this game. Next thing I want to talk about is probably one of the most controversial topics within this game, and it is cloud save. So let's talk about this one, and this one's kind of a doozy. Me personally, when it comes to cloud saves, I'm not really too caring about it, because mainly I take care of all my things, and I'm not saying people don't. I'm not trying to insult anyone that doesn't, but like, for me, I keep my Switch near my TV, and it actually never falls at all. I never actually dropped my Switch once. I've always taken care of it. That goes for my iPad Pro. It goes for my my Xbox One X and my Wii U. So pretty much everything is taken care of for me, and this is something I don't really care too much about, but I'm glad it's a backup feature, even if it's only for one time. And yes, when I say one time, I mean you can only restore from a backup just once, and this is gonna be like an in-game feature. I think I believe if you have the Nintendo online membership, you can only restore your world once. And I could understand why this is a controversial topic for some, because, you know, some people like taking their Switch Lites outside, specifically children. You know, they have their new Switch Lite for Christmas, or you know they got it for their birthday, and you know Joy-Con drifting becomes a problem again, or you know they drop it and like it becomes like it just malfunctions or something. I see why this could be a problem, because I mean, if you think about it, sorry about that, that was just Siri. If you think about it, like not everyone's consoles are perfect, so yeah, there's always gonna be problems with consoles that happen, especially, and Nintendo is no like they're not immune to that problem. So if a person, like if their Switch breaks, they'll only be able to restore their world once they get a new Switch. But if that new Switch breaks, they won't get their progress back. And this is something I believe, even myself, I believe it's kind of a stupid thing. Because I mean, if Nintendo Switch Online supports cloud saves, why can't this one? This is like one of these games that actually needs a cloud save. And for it not to have it is kind of controversial, and I understand it completely. But yeah, cloud saves will only allow you to do this once. So if anything happens to your Switch, again, you're pretty much screwed. But yeah, that's cloud saves for you. But anyways, let's get to the next feature, and this is another controversial thing that I saw. Well, it's not really too controversial, it's more of a pointless feature. And it's local multiplayer. And this is not the type of multiplayer that, you know, if someone's next to you and they have their own Switch and you connect to like another Switch, right? It's not that type of local multiplayer. I'm talking about like, you know, like a single Switch, 2 people or like 5 people playing at once. And that's what I mean. So, you know, as a kid, I always thought, you know, maybe having a multiplayer Animal Crossing would be a good idea. Or maybe a 2-player Animal Crossing, or a 3-player. So it could be, you know, a little more, I guess, user-friendly for multiple people. Because I know for a fact that every single Animal Crossing that we've had in the past has been just single-player related if you're just playing locally. But this is the first Animal Crossing game that you're going to be able to play like local multiplayer on a single console. And the way they're doing it is not really the best. It's not really the best I've ever seen, and this is not something I expected. So usually when I picture multiplayer, especially when it comes to Animal Crossing, I was expecting maybe a split screen mode or something. You know, like, you know, you and a friend could play at the same time and they could go wherever they want because they have their own separate screen and they could talk to whoever they want to. That's what anyone would have thought of. But Nintendo decided it was a good idea to just have everyone in just one screen, so you guys have to travel together even if you don't want to. So let's say me and my cousin want to play this game together, and I want to go fish and he wants to go catch bugs somewhere. He can't do that because I mean, we don't have split screen mode, and that is such a that's something that I don't understand how Nintendo really missed this. Like they kind of dropped the ball on this one, and they have this ridiculous thing where one person or like the first player is the leader, or you could like designate a leader whenever you want. So basically, if you don't want to be if your friend wants to talk to like a certain animal, you have to make them the leader so they could talk to someone. And I think this is a really a really dumb thing that could have easily been avoided. I mean, if you had to reduce the number of players, then so be it. But I mean, why have it that one person can only talk, like you can only have one person talking to someone? It's really stupid, and I think it's something that probably should be changed. But the chances of that are pretty low. So if you, a friend, or a loved one want to play together, I suggest maybe just do a 2-player thing. I mean, I wouldn't like add more like than just 2 or 3 players, because I mean, I feel like that would be more tedious. But if it was just 2 locally, I kind of understand it. But you know, multiple people, and you have to wait your turn to talk to someone or use a machine with that, and like the fact that there's no split screen is kind of stupid. So if you guys want to do that, that's up to you. I personally am not gonna do that. Thank God, I'm the only one that lives in my apartment, so yay me. Next feature I would like to talk about is the DLCs. So the DLCs are going to be free for the most part. I don't know if there's going to be some paid DLC later on. Maybe you could buy special limited edition furniture for like a certain amount of money. I'm pretty sure they won't do that, but It's possible. It's a possibility. So yeah, DLC is free. It's something I just want to talk about real quick. That was a quick feature for those of you guys that are asking, because I know Nintendo has been, been pretty crazy with the DLCs, especially when it comes to Smash. So yeah, you guys don't have to really worry too much about it. Every update that comes out will be free for everyone to enjoy. So getting back to the positive features, one of the most positive and probably the most surprising feature that I saw was the terrain customization options. So basically, once you get your I guess town or your island to like a good decorated point, you're gonna be able to customize pathways, like you can see in the picture right here. You can see like little pathways leading to a bridge, or you get the point. But that's what I first saw, like in, I guess, one of their videos explaining how the game works, But like that's before the direct came in. But when I saw the direct, it was a little bit more different. So so the cliffs that you usually saw back in the old games, you're able to actually destroy them or expand the cliffs. So basically, you could actually you could pretty much change the entire world if you want to. You could change how the terrain works. You could add a waterfall if you want. There's so many options that you could do, and it's just so much that like I can't even talk about right now, because there's so much detail. You guys just have to see it for yourself. But yeah, terrain customization options are going to be a thing in this game. So, if you don't like this waterfall over here, you could take it over there, stuff like that. And our next, and I believe it's our final feature that I want to talk about was actually furniture placement options. So back then in New Leaf, and before that, City Folk, Wild World, and the first Animal Crossing, basically the way you move furniture was pretty simple. You just move it manually, but like they always had like a special limit, that like a spacing limit. So you couldn't push your sofa to like a couch. I mean, you can push your sofa to like your table like too far, because then you won't be able to sit on the sofa or like something like that. You get what I mean, right? But here, this one is a little bit more. It's actually a lot more free. I think they got like more inspiration from. They got this feature straight out of Happy Home Designer. So for those of you guys who don't know, Happy Home Designer was basically what it says. You could design homes. You could design certain like a main street. So basically, you're able to drag and drop stuff like pretty easily. I think this is going to be a feature mainly if you're playing on handheld. I don't know how it's gonna work on like when you're playing on the TV. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to use the analog stick, but maybe you can use a stylus at the same time. You're able to move multiple furniture pieces at once, which is a pretty awesome feature that I saw. There was a part where you're able to like there was like wall-mounted furniture that you had, and you could actually move all of them at once to a designated area, and I love that feature. And dude, I honestly can't wait to use that. That's gonna be one of the biggest. This is actually one of the biggest sellers for me in this when it comes to this game, because like I kind of got tired of manually moving the furniture back in New Leaf, and I always felt like restricted, because like I always had like different ideas. I would always have to change my furniture around because I didn't like it. But now this is like a game where you could freely move it wherever you want. And it's going to be much faster, much more simpler, and you don't have to do it manually. So this is one of the biggest features I actually am looking forward to in this game. But yeah, these are pretty much the top 10 features that I want to talk about that I saw from the Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct. So I hope you guys liked this video. I know it's kind of sloppy, but I'm kind of pressed for time here since school and everything. So if you guys do like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. And once again, my name is Triforce Addiction. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching.